If you heard our breathing technique, or at least the intro to the breathing technique, you should know by now that the creation of athleticism is really dependent on one of two, or both, a combination of two very important skills: breathing and squeezing. Now, if you haven't heard about the breathing portion, go back to our breathing exercises, namely on diaphragmatic breath and what we would call ladder breathing, 1 through 5. Now, today we're actually going to talk about the squeezing aspect. The squeezing aspect we're going to utilize in what we call the morning routine. Morning routine meaning because it's so important that you need to be doing it every day. So squeeze means tension. Squeeze means tightness. Squeeze means being able to develop a better mind-body connection and a better control of your body through all ranges. So let's actually go through the principles of every single portion of the body that you're going to work on. First, you're going to take a big deep breath in. Push it down to the deep core. Then you're going to actually lock out or create tension throughout the body. So if I'm going to work through my head first, I'm going to squeeze the ground with my feet, lock out my knees and squeeze my glutes, lock out my elbows, squeeze my hands, so that all is absolutely still for me to be able to work through the range of motion of my head in full circle, hitting every range all the way through this 360 degrees, making sure that I'm controlling or developing strength in all of those in ranges as well. Okay, so we're going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4 different portions of the body that I want you to do every single day in order to increase your range of motion, but increase your strength or control in those ranges of motion. Okay, so first one is the head. We're going to create those principles. Drop the chin to the chest, roll the chin to the shoulder, drop the ear to the shoulder, head all the way back around, opposite ear to the shoulder, chin to shoulder, all the way back through. You would continue on for 2 to 3 cycles and then reverse it the opposite way. Next one is going to be shoulder blades. Elbows locked out, palms up, keeping the hands exactly at shoulder height. We're working from the shoulder blades. So we're going up, back, down, and forward in a nice good circle, hitting all ends, ranges of motion, controlling through that range of motion. 2 to 3 forward, 2 to 3 backwards. Next one is going to be shoulder. So we're actually going to go all the way up as high as we can, lock out that elbow, rotate that thumb through the arm as far inside as we possibly can, all the way to the back side of the hip. Keeping that elbow locked out, lifting the chest and then reaching the shoulder blade down and back, reach in reverse, all the way back until you hit the block, unwind, being careful not to turn through the chest, all the way back to the beginning. 2 to 3 reps before we work the opposite side. And the last one is going to be the hip. Now, namely, this exercise is going to challenge the balance, so you want to be able to put your hand on something, grasp yourself, balance yourself in some sort of position. You're going to see me do it without any sort of balance hold. So we're going to start off with our right leg. I'm going to create that tension in the same principles like I do in everything else. I'm going to lift that knee as high as I can, go outside as far as I can, rotate that heel up, and reach back behind my hip as far as I can before I reach that knee to opposite knee. Then we're going to, there's the balance piece, reach in the reverse, all the way out to the side before I rotate all the way up and around. Again, we're trying to reach new levels, so increasing our range of motion, but then creating that tension to increase our strength through that range of motion as well. Try it. It takes consistency. It takes a little bit of diligence,